So here we are at the Riverside Barbecue Centre in this beautiful gazebo. I mean, look at that background. How lovely is that? River there, fields, sheep. But today we're going to do something quite special, aren't we?
The Go Anywhere.
Yep.
Charcoal. Fantastic product. Also comes in gas now. And lift it and away you go. And we put everything inside there. So you can just put all your food, the whole thing, bang.
This is what's great about this, isn't it? And we're going to have a bit of fun today, aren't we? We're going to assume that we're going to the beach, aren't we? Yeah,
definitely.
It's not actually beach weather, but we're going to assume
it doesn't matter, does it?
So let's have a look, see what we got. Now this is what I like about this. It's a brilliant size. So I've got a couple of bits here, chopping board, a couple of tools. There's the cooking grate, and look at this. Everything's in here. Now,
isn't it?
I've kind of gone a bit over the top with this one today. I'm not sure if you would always do this, but I've brought salt and pepper.
Yeah, brilliant.
As you would expect. As always, you need a good knife.
Yeah.
Wherever you go, you need a good knife. Got another little flint and flame there. Absolutely. This is a little 5.5-inch Santoku there. What else have I got? Ziploc bags. Ziploc bags.
They are brilliant.
Are fantastic.
Yeah.
And in here, we've got some smoking wood chips.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about those a bit later.
Yeah.
You're a big fan of those, aren't you?
I love them. I love them.
Okay, next thing we've got little lighter for our coals. Now this is something we've talked about before. I'm a big fan of trying to support people who are local to you. This is Pour and Drips Artisan Oils. This is a lovely rapeseed oil, but it's got chorizo through it as well, and it's absolutely delicious. Now,
this guy's half a mile down the road.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Local guy. And he's doing a fantastic job, and we really support him. And the product is brilliant.
Delicious as well. Yeah. So we've got that there. Get rid of that. And what else we've got now? This is the other nice
it's unique,
thing.
Isn't it?
Little bit of foil just to protect it. And look, our charcoal briquettes are already in there.
Yeah.
A couple of firelighters. So we just need to get ready to cook now, don't we?
So we just need to lift the legs up. If you can just give us a hand on that side.
That could not be simpler, could it?
A little safety clip there. That stops the legs from coming apart. And there's your ventilation there. Just slide up and down. So you want them open full. Superb. And we're going to light the charcoal.
So you've just got a couple of the Weber firelighters in there, or the
just
charcoal
ready to
lighters. And do you know what I really like about this? Because these legs are actually quite tall, if you can imagine that can just sit in the sand, and you're still going to have plenty of airflow underneath coming in through these vents as well.
Vents on the top as well, leave them open. Simply do that.
Excellent. Oh, we do need to put that one on, don't we? So,
we certainly do.
So, cooking grate.
I was testing you there, just to make sure that you were actually concentrating there.
And that's it.
But that's great, isn't it? And that's all come out of that one little barbecue. You're ready to go.
It is. I love this thing. Right, okay, so next thing, obviously we're going to get some food. So I've got this. I love these.
The little cool bags,
little
aren't they
cool
brilliant?
bag. If there's more of you, get a bigger cool bag.
Yeah.
It's no big deal, is it? Now, when you're at the beach, nothing wrong with getting a couple of lovely burgers, some sausages, whatever you want. That's absolutely fine. But just want to say that you don't have to just do that. No. I love a good burger, but you can have a bit more fun with it. So I'm just going to unpack and show you what I've got in here. So first of all, Ziploc bag.
They're brilliant. Yeah. They are absolutely brilliant.
No one should be without a Ziploc bag. Now, I've got some herbs in here, and I work a lot with a chef called Valentine Warner, who is just brilliant. He is an amazing chef.
Yeah.
And he is a great one for never wasting any food. And even if you're following one of his recipes from his books, he says all the time, if you don't have one bit of this recipe, don't go and shop for it. Just use something else.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the point. So what I had in my fridge when I came down this morning, I had a bit of lemon thyme, a bit of parsley, and a bit of tarragon. Yeah. Okay. So I just chucked it in. To be honest with you, a bit of it is kind of towards the end, so we're going to cook it.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
So there, we've got that there. Next thing, nice little bit of seeded kind of wholemeal bread here. Nice and easy. A lovely courgette. Yeah. We're going to barbecue this courgette. Yeah. But what we're going to do is going to cut it into nice ribbons. We're going to put a bit of this lovely chorizo and rapeseed oil on it. Yeah. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. We're going to barbecue that. That's going to be delicious. Next thing, this is slightly different. Everyone is concerned.
We're not going to cook that, are we?
Well, we're not going to cook this antibacterial hand gel. But serious point here. There's a lot of kind of people out there have this really weird assumption that if you're barbecuing, somehow you're in danger, and that really, really annoys me. Quite frankly, it's absolute rubbish. Yeah. Okay, all you need to do is apply the same sensible hygiene tips that you do in your own house when you're cooking. Yeah. So listen, if you're out and about, what could be simpler than one of those? It is literally as simple as this. Undo it. if you can get the thing open. There we go. Quick squirt.
And away you go.
Job done.
And it was quite interesting because I've just come back from a cruise, which I was very fortunate in doing. And every time you enter the restaurants, you have to use these, and they're on the way out. And it's all about controlling bacteria spread throughout that boat. And you know, and if we do the same thing with the barbecue, there's no way you can go wrong.
Exactly right. I mean, and it's the simplest thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, this one I've got a bit of gel. You can get these little pack of antibacterial wipes.
Yeah.
This is brilliant. There is no excuse to not have something like that. It's the simplest thing ever. So let's leave that there. Next thing, and here now, this is it. I have here a couple of lovely pieces of trout. Okay, this is wild trout, so you've got this lovely kind of dark colour on it.
Yeah.
And if I show you, and this is going to be a good demonstration of our little gel here. So let's undo this. And
straight away you can see that that is wild trout.
Exactly.
And the reason I know that for a fact is because I'm a trout fisherman at heart and salmon.
Yeah.
And you know, there's nothing wrong with the salmon or the trout which is hand reared, but you will never get that rich colour as the wild salmon or trout.
Exactly. I mean, this is the thing. You know, like as much as possible, I'm always very keen to support local kind of fisheries, local butchers, local bakers, and that's okay. So I've just been lucky here. I've got some lovely wild trout. On the other hand, if I'm not near something like that, or I'm out and about, I'm perfectly happy to go into a supermarket and get a piece of farm trout.
Yeah.
No problem at all. I'm absolutely okay with that. So again, Ziploc bag. What's great about that is the trout is on the Ziploc bag, not on my board.
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm even slightly concerned, a little bit of that, and away we go. So we're good to go. Let's have a quick chat about directs and indirects, because you've set all the coals onto one side.
Yeah. So we've got direct heat here and indirect heat here, and you can see it's all starting to bubble away there nicely. Another 5 minutes and those coals are going to be ready to start cooking on.
Exactly.
The most important thing with this little go anywhere is that you have the vents on the side.
Yeah, so you've got the airflow coming through and then
it really
through.
does make a big difference.
Yeah, lovely. So that lid will go back on. And now this is going to work perfectly for me for this, because what we're going to do is we're going to do the trout on the indirect side, because we don't want that fierce direct heat underneath it.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is we're going to smoke the trout. Now, I know that you're a big fan of smoking stuff.
Oh, definitely.
And I'll just get a couple over. We've got here, I mean, Weber do loads of different things, don't they? I mean, this one here, we've got a bit of whiskey. This one, we've got a bit of hickory.
Yeah.
They do cherry.
You can smell it as well.
They do apple. I mean, that's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just
Smell that.
lovely. Now, but we do have to do something before we put it on there. We do have to do something.
So the most important thing with whenever you use these chips is water. Soak them in water for about 5 minutes.
And this is where the Ziploc bag comes in.
So if I give you that.
And again, you know what?
Lovely. That's all you need.
On the beach,
Yeah.
what could be simpler? A little bottle of water with you.
Yeah.
And away you go. So we just leave them to do their thing now. Okay, so that's going to do its thing. I'll put that there. I'm just going to move my trout over. Now, I am going to season the trout before I put that on. But again, I'm not going to do it until literally just before I do that. Because I don't want all that salt to draw out all the moisture too quickly for us, okay? So in the meantime, what we'll do is I'm going to take my courgette. Just going to do that.
And that's a lovely fresh.
Yeah, absolutely. And what? How much
So
courgette? It's such a cheap thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I love a burger, but do you know what? It's so simple to do something else. And all I'm going to do, again, sharp knife as always, makes life a lot easier. I'm just going to come straight down there. That like that. And I'm a great one for not wasting food. So some people, you know, if you're in a restaurant, they wouldn't necessarily use that bit to serve you, but I am going to use it because, quite frankly, I'm quite tight and I don't like wasting food. So again, we're just going to come down. I'll take a few slices of this. I'm going to use every part of this. And again, just could not be simpler, could it? Nice and easy. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just put a little bit of salt and pepper on that, and then just drizzle that with a bit of this lovely chorizo oil. Now, one of the reasons that I love this particular oil as well is because it's rapeseed oil.
Yeah.
And I know I bang on about this all the time. I love olive oil, sorry, don't get me wrong. I love it on, if I'm going to have, say, mozzarella, tomato and avocado, I will always go for a good extra virgin olive oil. Bit of salt, bit of pepper, that's perfect. Everything else, I'll use rapeseed oil. And the reason is, this oil that we've got here can be used as a dressing. It can also be used to fry because it's got such a high smoke point, and that is another reason why it's so ideal to use for barbecues.
Yeah.
Because if you were to use olive oil in here, one of the problems you get with it is that if it gets too hot too quickly, it can burn and then it can go bitter.
Yeah.
Okay, and then suddenly your food is not where it should be.
Yeah.
Whereas with rapeseed oil, much higher smoke point. So for kind of amateur cook like me, it's absolutely perfect. Okay, so got this. You know, look at the end. I've got a couple of bits like that.
Doesn't
I'm
matter.
not bothered.
No.
I'm not going to throw that away. I'm going to eat every single part of that. So, what I'm going to do, take this off out. Oh, wow, I mean, just, have a look.
It is, yeah, it's fantastic.
That's delicious. And another little thing about rapeseed oil, of course, about half the cholesterol of olive oil. So, really, really useful. And I'm just going to, I mean, look at that colour. Rapeseed oil by itself is a beautiful golden colour, and you'll see it all up and down the country as you go. If you're driving around, you'll see it absolutely everywhere. But look at that, just the little addition there of a bit of that chorizo oil as well.
It's going to be lovely.
That's
really, really nice.
Now just get that in there.
Now, do you put that on both sides?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I'm going to get that absolutely everywhere. And again, this is a little bit of fun you can have. Just turn those over. And I think what we'll do as well is at the later stages, we'll just warm up that bread as well. So we've got a nice bit of warm bread. Okay, here we go. A little bit more of that. Lovely. That's what we want. And we'll just let that do its thing. So we're ready for that to go when the barbecue's ready. Now at this point, of course, you could be having a drink, you could be having a little swim, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Whatever you wanted to do. There we go. So we're good to go there.
And how's that soaking away there? I think another couple of minutes with that, and I think certainly another couple of minutes on the
So
barbecue.
you know, for me at this point, I would now just sit down.
Yeah, definitely. Just
Magazine.
leave that.
Yeah.
Well, I'd go for a swim.
Yeah.
We're,
Exactly right. Yeah, but you can
I
just do what
suppose
you
I
want.
could go for a swim.
Yeah, well, the river is right there.
Yeah.
It might be a bit cold at the moment, but okay. So what? So should we wait for these to get up to temperature?
Yeah, 2 or 3 minutes, and they'll be ready.
And then we'll come back.
Yeah.
And we'll start the next process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Right. We're now ready for this because it's 20 minutes on. Look at that. Perfect. Now, what I've done with this, because if you're going to go to the beach, you don't want to be messing around with cleaning. I've preheated this before. Just nice little 12-inch tea brush. Cleaned it, and it's there. It's ready for you.
So this is the one occasion that you've done it beforehand.
Yeah.
Because we normally would leave it, wouldn't we, and do
Yeah.
it next time we cook.
But you don't want to be messing around on the beach cleaning.
Exactly right. So we've done that already. So we're ready to go. So got this lovely trout here. Quick bit of salt. Lovely. Little bit of pepper. Nice bit of seasoning. Now we talked about these lovely herbs. And again, just use what you've got.
Yeah,
Don't go out and do anything special. Now this might seem a bit crazy. So I've got some bit of tarragon here, a bit of lemon thyme, a little bit of parsley. And I'm just going to put those straight on there like that.
And you can see the amount of heat that
Exactly.
those coals are sending out.
Exactly right. Now I'm just going to put a bit of trout on there. Lovely bit of trout on there. Okay.
How long is that going to take to cook, do you think?
I mean, cut 10, 12 minutes, something like that. And let's just get a little bit of this. Again, you know, we're not doing Michelin star cooking here.
No.
But I'll tell you what, it's going to be tasty.
Yeah.
You know, and just get what you've got and just chuck that on there like that. And do you know what? Why don't we chuck a tiny bit of that oil on there as well? A little bit of rapeseed oil, just to get that going. Look at that. How nice does that look already?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get that lid on,
And
Russell.
you're cooking this indirect in.
On indirect, yeah, it's a good point actually. So
Yeah,
we've
sorry,
got all the coals this side nothing, so that's indirect because we don't want the heat to be too fierce under there.
Yeah.
But you have just reminded me of something else. We've got our wood chips.
Yes.
And we don't want to forget those. So we've got our food on, and these have been soaking for a little while now, good minimum 5 minutes.
There's a little gap there, so you can
And what we'll do, we'll just chuck
make
those
sure your
in there.
fingers don't get burnt.
Yeah, don't get too close. I mean, if you've got any doubts, the other thing you can do, just chuck those. In fact, here we go, hold that open. Safety at all times.
Yeah.
Get some of those on. Now, again, this is up to you, isn't it? You can use as little or as much as you like.
Yeah, you don't want to overdo it with the chips because people can over smoke.
Yeah,
you just want that little smoke flavour, and that'll just do it. That's more than enough.
About right?
On that. Yeah, that'll be fantastic.
Now already look.
You can smell it already. Yeah,
It's got that, isn't it? That's amazing.
and in a minute it'll look like the little go anywhere's on fire, but it's not. It's all the smoke chips, and you can see it straight away. Look at the smoke coming out of the.
Already.
Yeah. And that's within seconds of it going on there.
That's one of my favourite things.
Smell it. It's just gorgeous, isn't it?
Now, we had a little mix
lovely.
here. I had a little play because we had lots of different things here. I've got a little bit of cherry, a little bit of whiskey, and a little bit of hickory on this one.
Yeah.
And again,
Look at this barbecue.
Yeah, most important about the vents here, isn't it?
Yeah.
So vents open at the sides.
And we
at
don't
the
need
top.
to, when you're using this barbecue, you're really not managing the vents that well because you really want them open and cooking,
It always makes me like, because this is such a good bit of kit. If you're at a campsite with a caravan, a motorhome, if you're on the beach or if you're out, you could have gone for a walk, couldn't you?
We sell thousands of these, thousands.
You just could have wandered along with that.
2 bags, that's all we had.
Exactly.
The barbecue and the little bag.
Exactly.
How simple is that?
When I'm on the beach and I see these poor people with a little disposable barbecue, which just hasn't got a lid, I just think, do you know what? Why bother?
Yeah, I couldn't be bothered. I tried them and I can't be bothered with them.
The whole point is you need that lid.
Yeah.
The lid allows you to do so much more. And it's safer for a start because with that lid, what you've got is this circulating moist air now that's cooking underneath, it's cooking over the top. So you haven't got high heat underneath.
No.
And if it's a windy day on the beach, you've got the cold wind over the top of your food.
Yeah.
You've also got sand blowing over the top of it. Well, here, you're completely protected.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing now. We've got nothing to do now.
No.
So now we're going to basically sit down again, have another drink, have a swim, read a book, and that's the beauty of it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So really, there's nothing to say, is there?
No.
Apart from, I've just been handling the trout. Little bit of.
I was waiting for you to do that. I thought,
exactly.
we're going to be in problems here.
And this is the simplest thing, and particularly mums these days. I don't know any mum these days who's got kids who hasn't got one of these kind of things in their handbag. So again, no excuse.
You go to any hospital, as you go in, you have to use one of these.
Absolutely.
And for obvious reasons.
And
I haven't been using the food, but I'm still going to do it.
The aroma. Come on. Now, can you imagine me sat on the beach right now, and someone just down there has got a burger and a sausage on a little disposable barbecue, and you're sat there with that, and the wind's going that way. And they're thinking, oh, what's that? Oh, that smells absolutely delicious. And you're just sat there, reading your paper, reading your book, having a nice drink.
The amount of times I've been on the beach with this barbecue and people have come over and...
What's that?
Next thing is they're ordering it from us.
Yeah,
because
exactly right.
it's a brilliant product.
Exactly
For
right.
me to sell this product, all I need to do is stand on the beach for the day. How easy is that?
Okay, so what we need to do, we need to give this... I'd say let's give it probably 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Because at that point, what we'll do is we'll start putting the courgettes on. And with that in mind, I might just now give that a little season. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. I mean, we're really going over the top here, aren't we, of course? But do you know what? Is it difficult?
No.
No.
Not at all. Not at all.
Is it expensive? No.
No.
I mean, a bit of courgettes, you could do anything on there, couldn't you? Get a lovely red bell pepper.
Yeah.
Get that on the direct side, start charring that skin on the outside,
Brilliant.
get it lovely and kind of charred. You get that lovely smoky flavour. The inside of the flesh then goes really sweet.
Yeah.
That'd be absolutely lovely, wouldn't it?
The barbecue's going to last you a lifetime, so you're on a win-win situation.
Exactly.
And I don't think that must be 2 or 3 minutes there.
Well, I think
Is it worth having a look to see what it's doing?
Well, I think let's give it another minute or so.
Yeah.
I think let's go and have a drink.
All right.
And then we'll come back in a couple of minutes, and then we'll see. What I'll be looking for, that wild trout already had that quite a nice deep red colour. What I'm hoping for and what I'm expecting, because we're getting this smoking thing going on now, what I'm hoping we'll still see that deep red, but then what we're also going to see is this kind of golden kind of colour coming in as well, where the smoke is penetrating all that flesh. And of course the other thing is, all those herbs underneath, the herbs on top, all those flavours are going to be kind of getting in there as well into that lovely fish.
Can't wait to eat this one.
Let's come back in a couple of minutes and see how we're getting
Okay.
on. Okay, so we're 5-6 minutes in now?
Yeah.
So should we have a little cheeky look? Oh, look at that.
Look at that. And you can see what the smoking's done to it, can't you? So it's really given a glaze. Look at it.
You've got that deep red colour,
Yeah.
and you're starting to get that lovely kind of golden colour on there as well, and that's what the smoke's doing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now at this point, I'm also going to get some of the courgettes on, and that's a nice sound, isn't it? Just get that going, searing on there. Now again, important to say, this is now on the direct side.
Yeah.
Because I want to get those lovely little char marks on there. And a little bit of salt, bit of pepper.
Yeah.
Got some of that lovely chorizo oil on there.
Happy for the lid to go on that?
Absolutely, yes please. Now one thing we didn't talk about, we put the coals on there, but these obviously are really, really good briquettes, aren't they?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's very important to make sure you
Yeah.
use decent briquettes.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so what we're going to do now, what we need to do now basically is nothing.
Yeah, we've got to
Again.
wait another 4-5 minutes and
Yeah, and then we'll turn the courgettes onto the other side,
Yeah.
get a nice bit of colour on there. I mean, this is what it's all about, isn't
Yeah.
it? The idea is this is not supposed to be difficult.
No.
This is supposed to be, you do something, you shut the lid, you sit down,
Yeah.
have a drink, read a
and
book.
you've brought your meal with you,
Yeah.
and you're cooking it fresh,
Yeah,
and it's going to be fantastic on the beach.
yeah, and we don't need to sit over this,
Yeah.
moving things about and playing with it. The idea is, have a barbecue, but enjoy your life, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you've got kids, you can cook loads of burgers, loads
Yeah.
of sausages on there,
Absolutely.
or loads of salmon.
And you can get a little production line going, because you've got that direct side and then the indirect.
Yeah.
You can get a lovely sear on, say, some burgers or a bit of fish or a bit of chicken, and then you can move that over to the other side, the
Yeah.
indirect, just to finish cooking it through all the way.
Yeah.
And again, that's a really important thing, isn't it? People sometimes forget, but maybe some people don't really understand what's happening
Yeah.
with direct heat and indirect
Yeah.
heat. Some people obviously will put coals, and I've seen this time and time again. People sometimes have a decent barbecue, but they put the coals across the whole of the bottom of it.
I never recommend that.
You know, because again, you'll get your burgers on there and it's in direct heat the whole time. And what's going to happen?
Yeah,
It's just going to go black because it's too hot, and you can get it to kind of char too quickly both sides, but you still might not have it cooked in the middle.
with all the Weber barbecues, you have no way of lifting the cooking grate. There's no adjustment. So the adjustment's got to be done by making sure that you locate your coals in the right location, and that's how you do it.
And it is the simplest thing
Yeah.
ever,
Yeah,
isn't it? It's so simple. Coals that side, no coals that side.
Yeah.
Direct heat,
yeah.
indirect heat.
And look at the way that salmon's cooking.
Yeah.
It's not being rushed. It's gently
Yep.
cooking.
Absolutely. Let's have a little look at one of the courgettes, shall we? Do you want to grab the lid?
Yeah.
Let's just see what's happening there.
Oh
Now-
yeah, they're not going to be long on there, are they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
look at
going
that.
to leave that another minute or so. We're just starting to get those lovely little caramelisation marks in there. There we go. So put that lid back on. Also, what we've noticed is the smoke's starting to kind of peter out now.
Yeah.
What do you get? 5, 6, 7 minutes, something like
Yeah,
that?
not much more, and you know you don't want it piled in there
Yeah.
because it's just you just end up tasting nothing but the smoke
Yeah.
flavour.
In this case, we want to just let the flavour of the trout come through.
Yeah.
Give it a little lift
Yeah.
with that lovely
Just
smoke.
gives it a little twist to it.
Yeah, if
you
we
know.
were doing a big piece of brisket, for example, over 8 hours,
Yeah, then you'd use some big chunks.
we get some big chunks of
Yeah.
wood, and we'd be kind of also replenishing those at
Yeah,
different points,
yeah.
wouldn't we? So you just do the right thing for the right operation,
Yeah.
don't you? Okay, so we've probably got another minute to wait there. We'll turn that courgette over, and then we'll come back and we'll check our fish, and we're
Yeah.
probably about ready to go. In fact, what we could do, got a little bit of bread here.
Yeah.
What I might do is I might just pop that into the indirect side as well.
Yeah.
We'll just chuck that next to the trout.
That'd be nice warm.
Just warm that
Yeah.
through, and then we'll break that open at the end. Okay, there we go. So where should we put that? Let's just put that at the back there. How simple is that?
Yeah.
Just warm that up. I love this thing. It's just brilliant, isn't it?
Right, it's been about a minute and a half now.
Lovely.
Oh, look
So
at those. Look at
let's have a little
those.
oh, lovely. Look at that. That's what we want. Nice little bit of colour on there. I mean, look at that. That is
at
absolutely
that.
delicious. So we'll get these turned over. Nice.
look at
Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely lovely, isn't it? That's what we want.
Look at the trout. They're starting to look really good.
What I'm going to do actually at this
That's not-
stage,
That's
Russell,
not far off, is
I'm
it?
going to just pull some of this off, and I'm just going to come in there. I'm just going to have a little look. Oh, now look, what I can see in there now is that this is about 2 or 3 minutes away now, because what's happening is, get the lid back on for us, Russell. What's happening there is we've got the colour of the trout. It's kind of changing colour from the top, and a bit from the bottom and a bit from the top as well. In the middle, just still slightly opaque. Once we break apart part of that flesh and we see that it's the same colour all the way through,
You know it's cooked.
that's us cooked.
Yeah.
So basically, yet again, we've got nothing to do for a couple of minutes now.
Yeah.
So at this point, what we'll do, into our little bag, little napkin, And let's just have a little clean up, get ready to plate this up. Now obviously most, if you're out there with your family and stuff, most people have like a little picnic bag, don't they? So you have a few plates and all the rest of the bits and pieces, but we like a nice chopping board here, don't we? So
yeah, certainly do.
Now remember, that didn't have any fish on it.
No.
Because I had that Ziploc bag, I took the fish out, put it on the Ziploc bag, and then the Ziploc bag went on the board.
Yep.
So there is no chance of any contamination
Yep.
there. Even if there was, all you need to do, put a bit of that on there, give it a wipe,
and away you go.
Good to go.
Yep.
Or the other thing, as always,
just
turn your board over.
Just turn it over.
How easy it is. Again, I think particularly kind of in the news recently, you hear kind of a few people now and again kind of berating people who barbecue by saying, if you're barbecuing, it's a risky business. Well, no, it's not. It's not a risky business at all.
Not at all.
If you do the right things that you do in your own home anyway, there is absolutely no risk.
If you cook a chicken at home in the oven and you don't do it right, you're going to get food poisoning.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
And if you do it on the barbecue wrong, you'll get the same problem.
And interestingly enough, for me, I think I'm more aware of hygiene when I'm doing something like this because I'm kind of in an outdoor environment. I've seen people, I won't mention names, but I've kind of been around a friend's house. They've been doing cutting a bit of chicken up, putting it in a pan, and then what they do, handling raw chicken, you get the oven handle, you open the oven, and they put the chicken in, and they shut the handle. Well, now that's raw chicken on that handle.
Yeah.
Then they go to the fridge and they open the fridge. That's raw chicken on the fridge handle now.
Yeah.
And no one's doing this deliberately.
No,
this is what people
it's just
do
a
in their
natural
homes.
thing, isn't it? It's a natural thing which they do.
So all you need to do is once you do that, you handle the raw chicken. In the house you've got a sink, wash your hands, that's absolutely fine. Out here, to be honest with you, it's even easier, isn't it?
Yeah.
You just put a antibacterial wipe. Now, I think I can smell a little bit of courgette going on, so I think what we'll do is we'll get those off.
Look at that.
That's what we want.
Really?
And what we'll do is we'll make a nice little pile with our courgettes here. Nice bit of colour on there. A little bit of crispiness. Now, courgettes for me, if you haven't barbecued a courgette before, you're missing a trick. I'm telling you that for nothing. Now look at that. How nice is that? So a nice, and I do this quite a lot, so I'm going to make it quite zhuzhy. Let's have a little bit of that on there. Okay. Let's do a little bit of.
Oh yeah, definitely. Go on, let's go for that.
Just a few little drops of that on there.
Brilliant.
There we go. How lovely is that looking? And what we'll do now, let's check. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do our bread first. Now look at that. See, all that's done is that's just warmed that up, okay? So what we'll do, let's just get our fingers in there. We'll just break that up into a couple of nice little pieces there. How nice does that look?
See the steam coming out.
Yeah,
you just warmed it up lovely.
We'll just warm that up. Let's get a nice little bit of bread in there, like this. And do you know what we'll do? Shall we put our trout on top of that?
Yep.
Before we do it, we were talking before,
yeah.
we were just going to make sure that that's now the same colour all the way through. Because this has been working like a convection oven, it's been cooking nicely from underneath, nicely over the top. We just need to make sure it's got right into the centre. So what we'll do now, we'll just brush that off. And all the lovely flavour from that parsley, the tarragon, and that lemon thyme, it's gone in there. Let's have a little look. Oh, now, look at that. You can see there that that colour is the same bottom to top. So what we'll do now, I've got myself a nice little fish slice here. In fact, let's do this one here. I'll just put that on there like that. Oh, look at that, and all those.
You can smell that. You really smell that.
And let's just put that on top like that. Let's get it that way so everyone can see. There we go. Lovely.
Look at that.
And do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a little taste of this first. Wow. You've got to have a little bit of this. So just get a little. Taste that. Now you tell me what you think of that. That is the perfect complement, isn't it? That trout flavour is really still there, isn't it? But there's that lovely, that whiskey smoke.
You got that smoke flavour, absolutely brilliant.
How delicious is that? And how easy is it?
Oh, so easy.
Yeah.
And the next thing is that you've gone to this stage. You've now finished with the barbecue. So all we need to do now is close the vents down, and remember, the vents are very, very hot. So all I do is just use my little spatula and tap it down like this. It works absolutely fine. And then simply put the lid on, bring your vents to the closed position. And the other important thing with this, Andrew, is that those briquettes will last 4-6 hours, and we've only used them for about 25 minutes.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a lot of time left in those, so this is going to allow them to dampen down, and the most important thing is you can reuse them again. But for a health and safety point of view, you have to make sure, and this is the most important thing with this, is that those are completely out before you put it back in the car.
And cold, of course.
Yeah. And you can do that by just simply putting your hand underneath. After about an hour, that is definitely got to be cold.
I mean, if you had to go straight away, of course, it's pretty simple.
Just put some water in there.
A little bit of water, extinguish them that way, and you're good to go. But if you're still enjoying yourself on the beach, shut those vents, top and bottom, no oxygen. They'll go out of their own accord in, what, 20, 25 minutes?
Yeah, they should be gone.
Then let them cool right down, and then you can just put them back in the car.
So an hour later, you should be absolutely fine.
Exactly. I mean, that's one of the things I love about the briquettes. If you buy proper quality briquettes, like the Weber ones, it ends up being more economical because you're not wasting them.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And as a kind of a little afternoon thing, in fact, you know what we haven't done? We haven't tasted the courgettes.
Oh no, we must taste that.
I'm going to have a little bit of that.
I'm certainly going to try a bit of this crispy bit.
So seriously, I love a good burger and a lovely sausage, and we talked about this, you could do that on the beach and that would be lovely. But in pretty much the same time, you could produce something like this. And this is incredibly easy. And the flavours in there, a little bit of smoke, we love all that. Lovely bit of courgette, a little bit of this lovely rapeseed oil with a bit of chorizo oil in it as well. Same time, you can have something like that. And seriously, how easy was that?
Oh, so easy. It was unbelievable.
And delicious and tasty too.
Yeah. Andrew, thank you.
Pleasure.
See you next time.